Hello and welcome to another episode of Cyrils Brettspiele with
Garret
and Andy
and Nils. Today we are talking about Darkrock Ventures, a prototype right now on Kickstarter, so this is more or less a Kickstarter preview today. And let's go over to the rules right now. What you're doing on your turn is, first of all, the leader is rolling the 2 white dice. You place the white dice in the middle. These are common dice and everybody is using the same numbers. You can never change the white dice. Second thing you are doing is bringing your 3 crew members. Everybody's starting with 3 crew members. You can hire the captain later on and a 4th normal crew member, but you have to pay for them. And you start with 1 rig die. What you're doing on your turn is you're sending out one of the crew members to any of these sites. These are asteroid sites where you can dig all these minerals, or you can use the sites around here, which are special sites. After that, the leader again is rolling another die, a black die, which could be changed. That's the reason why he is black. For paying 1 of these red cubes on your turn when you recall your crew members, then you can re-roll it for paying 1 red neutronium die, a cube. So if there was a sale before, an export of goods before, then you have an alien attack, which is these cards, and it shows on here on the bottom which areas are being attacked. Aliens attacking sites, so they attack in this case 10, 12 and 2, so these and this area. You can pay 1 of the reds from your own personal cargo, which is here, bring it into the middle to be safe, and then you save all of your dudes. But each separate player has to pay it. So what you're doing is sending out your guys once, then the next player is in clockwise order, then the next player, then you bring out the second, the third, and whatever you have a number. And then after you did the alien attack, you recall all your crew members, and you recall them all at the same time. So you can choose in which order, but you recall them, all of them, and then player internal in clockwise order. The next player is to recall all this. You has to recall all your troops. What can you do with your crew members here? These are the main areas to dig the materials. What you're doing is on your turn you're rolling your rig dice. Later in the game you can up to 3. And let's say, oh, that was a good roll, a 1 here, and there's a 1. If I have a crew member here, I need to hit a 2 to get 1 of these white cubes and place it in my storage in my cargo area. If I wanted to have 2 there, I have to have 2 rig dice, and both of them has to match with these 1, 2, 2. So 2 is pretty tough to get. The other ones are 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. But you have also these areas here, which means this is recruiting more crews or giving a subcontract or fire a crew member. This is export. Once you get your cubes into your cargo area, you have to sell them, and obviously the harder they get to get the high rich value goods, the more valuable they are. This is rig dice to get 1, rent a rig die for 1 round, or pair 2 of your own dice, or re-roll a die. This is getting more cargo space. This is getting the leader roll and an additional red die. This is delegate, so once you're delegating 1 here, that's the only option to send in a space which is blocked by another player. So if this space is blocked, you can get in there with it. And here you can modify your dice. This is plus or minus 3, this is plus or minus 1, this is flip over to the other side, and this means you can move around here. So these are all the actions you can do, and you can see it's getting really crowded on the board. Once every player has recalled his crew members, the round is over, and you start the next round by clearing up the dice and then re-rolling the white dice again. That's all. Okay guys, let's talk about the components. It's a little bit tough to talk about components if you only have a prototype, but it should be, I will put it in the comments, all of that, which will be added to the game, which will be changed in the final product, just to let you know guys. But let's talk about the components, what we have so far.
I've never played prototype games before, so I don't really know.
Is it the first time ever?
I think it's the first time I ever played a prototype, so...
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I've seen some really awful looking prototypes, and it certainly is better than one I saw at Geekway, 1 year ago, not this most recent one. And so I think this is a good enough looking prototype to not make me not want to play it. Some of the colors are too similar for me, but that's a problem maybe I have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the red and the orange.
I cannot see a difference between those two.
Yeah. What do you think? The dice?
Yeah.
The dice? Cool.
I mean, it's all right. These dice are not so much, but
yeah. Maybe
whatever.
they changed it.
Maybe they changed it. Yeah. Maybe they get a better quality dice.
The meeples, that they are small and big.
It's fine, I guess. I don't like, I don't like this shape. It reminds me too much of a candy. It's
Okay.
a little, this is your
Yeah,
points. It's like, whatever. It's not extremely hard to different. I would maybe in the final products there'll be a different shape.
For me, there should be something that you can stack on top of each other,
yeah.
because you all started at $2, so it should be stackable. Otherwise, to have it like with 5 players like this, that is crap.
Sure.
But yeah, we will see if it's working. The board itself will be thick, of course. So yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know, the player boards, hopefully, maybe will be redesigned a little bit. It's a little bit, I understand what they're doing there, but it's a little bit crowded, especially in the cargo holds with the 2 lines. Again, you can figure it out. It's just, I think it can be designed a little better. I don't know if that's just a personal opinion. I haven't seen the Kickstarter. Maybe they've changed it since then.
What do you think about the leader? I mean, it's not a token. I hope there will be a leader token in the game as well. But the helper card, I really like that one.
Yeah, I think maybe they should make a helper card for everybody. If they don't, of course, Board Game Geek, probably somebody will, and you can print it out yourself. But
yeah, that should be included.
It should be included, and and versus what it is now is the one helper card with the leader, so that would pass around, so it's not.
Yeah, there should be a leader token and helper cards, right? Okay. Let's talk about the mechanisms. Do you like the mechanisms? Is it new, innovative for you?
I don't play a lot of worker placement games, so I actually don't have much to compare it to. I mean, Puerto Rico might be the only one I've played.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the genre particularly, so...
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico's not, it's a role selection.
Oh.
But Puerto Rico is such a great game.
It is such a good game. It's not a worker placement game.
Oh.
That's correct.
Okay, well, anyway, I haven't played a lot of worker placement games. It seemed like there was lots of things to do, lots going on, lots of complicated decisions to make. So, I mean...
Complicated?
Hey, there's a lot of interaction between the different spots, and like if you get the right 2 spots,
and blocking really someone on, and timing, and being the leader or not, and what we have in one game and discussed, can you delegate someone to the leader spot, send another guy to the leader spot to only get the red cubes and the leader back and forth in the last round?
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting question, which is definitely possible, so you can delegate and send all over your guys.
There's some math involved, and so maybe that's a lot of, because you place plus or minus 1 or 3, or the vortex drill, which you can access the opposite side, and so then you're trying to get one of these numbers, and then for those slower at math are trying to figure out which one is the most optimal for
Oh yeah. Yeah, but these are the interesting decisions,
yes,
right?
It's part of the, it's part of the, it's built in.
Well, what I really like on the game is, if I'm talking to mechanics, it's always what I'm talking about is, there is definitely not one winning strategy. I tried out in my games a lot of strategies, different strategies. One of the strategies obviously get more workers as fast as I can. The other one was get high value resources as fast as I can to get more rig dice as fast as I can. And all of them are ways to win the game. There's no way to screw yourself up with that way or not. Or, do you think?
Well, I mean, if you go for more workers, you're not winning the game necessarily. Having more workers is not going to make you win the game. And going for high value resources, if you miss and miss and miss, then
but it's not a guarantee. Get the workers first, and you will guarantee win.
This is true. It doesn't seem like there's a for sure win strategy.
No.
Yep.
You can always screw up by your dice.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah, I think it might suffer a little bit from runaway leader. And if you don't, here's what I noticed, I think, if you don't get the extra die, it's fine if everybody else doesn't have the extra die, but if everybody has the extra die and you don't, you're going to be left behind. You know, that you have to get this extra die fairly within the first, I would say, first two rounds.
Yeah, you should be fast.
First two rounds. Because if you don't,
and you block yourself.
Big disadvantage.
And you block yourself off with a solar panel. So spanning a guy over there sounds interesting the first time you hear the rules, but it blocks you off a guy, a worker, for a long time.
Deep space, so you know, sun doesn't come for a while. You know, let's get those big solar.
Fun fact on that: we did the last game we played it with miniatures from Star Trek.
Yes.
Star Trek, blah 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 wing. No idea exactly what the name.
Attack wing. Yes.
Woo! So everybody has his own fraction. Very cool. Anyway, let's go over to critics. Would you change something in the game if you can?
Maybe a mechanism that's the runaway leader. You can catch.
So a catch-up mechanism?
Yeah, somehow. I'm not. You know. Hey, I don't.
I don't have any idea how you can.
I don't know either. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe it's. You know, I think it is a disadvantage, like most games. The person who knows what's going on and plays, and then they're gonna have a distinct advantage over say, you know, somebody, because they're gonna go, oh, I need to do this and this. And
this. For the first time, I agree.
Yeah, maybe if there are, you know, if you wanted to play the game enough to understand other people's strategies and you knew what they were doing, then you could do a better job of kind of ganging up on the person who's in the lead, which we didn't do very much of.
Yeah.
I mean, occasionally we had overlapping desires. I wanted to do the same thing you wanted to do, but I was never really trying to screw somebody else. But if we'd all cooperatively tried to screw the leader, then maybe we could have stopped him.
From my experience, I would say we played it with 4 players and we played it with 2 players, and with 2 players there was never ever a fight about the spots.
Sure.
So in a 4-player game it was really tight to get the spot you really want. So in a 2-player game it was only in the last round that we fighted for the export spots to selling goods, but this time there was so much going on. So you wanted to be the leader to dig first, and you wanted to be exporting your goods first. You also wanted to grab the first player token, the leader token, to get the red neutronium die to protect yourself from the alien attack. All that stuff was going on. So yeah, this time it was pretty tight for me on the board itself, so the spots were really limited.
Is there I don't know, is there a mechanism in the game that with 2 players some things are blocked off?
No, there's no change for a 2-player.
Okay. So it would
or 5 player.
We play quite differently for 2 to 5.
Yeah. Correct. Okay, let's talk about fun and replayability. So, can you see to play that over and over again?
I mean, I think you can play this a good number of times before, you know,
before it gets boring?
Yes. I don't know how many times that would be, but definitely more than 5.
And that's a good number.
Yeah.
That's a good number. Garret, for you?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't replay it, but perhaps other people would. I'm not a good judge, I'll be honest, about worker placement games. I'm not.
Fair enough.
I don't like them. I don't have a great time playing them, but maybe other people would.
Okay.
There's a lot going on, so if you really like crunching numbers and doing some math and making some decisions and racing and that kind of thing. And
For me, what I really like on that game, it's short. You can play it in 45 minutes if everybody is experienced, even with 4 or 5 players. So you can play it 2 or 3 times in a row, and there's so much strategies that could lead to the win, and so much fight in the end in the last turns. Sometimes we played it only 5 or 6 turns, and sometimes we played 10, 11, 12 turns to dig all that stuff. So for me, there's enough to going on to play it 3 times in a row, and there was enough fight and ways to try it out. So the replayability, even if there's no randomness and set up the board, is for me, I would agree with you, 5, 6, 7, 8 times with the same group. After that, it's getting a little bit boring. For me.
Sure.
And I really like to play it, or more or less always, except for the 2-player game. The 2-player game was really lame for me.
Yeah, maybe they could do something that would
I'm pretty
take
sure.
off spaces.
I'm pretty sure it's more or less a finished version
Fair
of
enough.
the rules.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure they not change a lot of in the rules. I don't know exactly, but I didn't talk to Ian about that. Okay, then let's directly go to the points. Come on, Garret. I'm pretty. It sounds you're not super satisfied by the game, so give the points.
And I still don't know how much you want to hear about what this is for me and what I think this is for the populace. I think it's
No, we want to hear what it is for you.
2. This game is okay. I will hang out and play this game if you want me to play this game.
Okay.
I won't love it.
I like the game. It's a pretty solid worker placement. The theme is okay. I can imagine mining on an asteroid and aliens attacking on occasion through our random cards. There's enough choices involved that if somebody were to suggest this to play, I would play. It's probably not something that I would suggest to play personally, but that's maybe mostly because I have limited gaming time and a lot of games to play.
Fair enough. So you're saying it's good.
It's good.
I'm totally in between good and recommendation. There are particular parts I really like. So for me, first of all, the playing time, under an hour for a game with these decisions is really hard to find for me. Second of all, I like the interaction that you have different ways and everybody can screw you up, and also an alien attack can screw you up.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, exactly for that, there's too much luck for me involved. So if the alien attack hitting you at a time where you don't have a neutronium die, because you can't get it in the previous round, so that is really nasty. Or if you desperately roll 2, let's say you're rolling 2 rig dice and you desperately need a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or even a 5, and you roll 2 6s. No, there's 2 3s. you roll 2 6s, so then you are screwed up by your luck, and this is a chance 1 out of 36, right?
Yeah.
So you could be screwed up by the luck. That hurts you a lot of. I mean, there's a lot. What I really like is the cutthroating aspect of rovering into a spot and steal the last resource from the asteroid. That is really cool,
Yeah.
and we did that in the second game really nicely. So yeah, that's what So I'm in between good and recommendation. Okay, thanks so much, guys. That was our review of Darkrock Ventures, Cyrils Brettspiele with
Garret.
And Andy.
and Nils. See you next time. Bye bye. And don't forget to subscribe. just quite tough. Get them up for